Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL. And today we are working with a pattern we've done before. This is pattern 11604 over on friendshipbracelets.net. And it's a Kumi that we've done before, except for this will be a little bit different. This is Kumi number 1101. So you might remember this pattern from the variegated ones from last month. I mentioned the fact that I thought that this could be really interesting if it had more color. So we're back on solid colors again, and this time, instead of having a 2-color bracelet, we made it a 5-color bracelet. And the result, I think it looks like candy sprinkles. It's so cute. It basically has the 4 different colors coming down in gray. Just sort of, it just looks like sprinkles. I can't describe it any other way. It should, I thought, look a little bit like Celtic work because of the way that any given color is like over at one point and then under in the next. But that part doesn't strike you as much as just a bunch of colors that are just spread across this light gray color that I chose. And as a result, I absolutely love this. I think it's a gorgeous bracelet. It was a lot of fun to make. And because I had already done it once before, I had a little bit of experience with it. I think I kind of found a better way to segment knot it. It's not very segmented, but there's a rhythm to it that made it go really nice and easy. Now, mind you, while I was doing this, I was watching videos and playing around with my phone, and still managed to put it out in just about an hour's time. So it's not a very difficult pattern. It's not, in fact, I would even go so far as to say that this is beginner friendly. You don't have to worry about the strings changing directions or anything. You kind of do have to stick to the pattern, I would suppose, if you're kind of maybe new to this a bit. I don't know, but once it kind of got into a rhythm, I kind of knew what was going on. Then my only need for the pattern at that point was to make sure that I didn't make it longer than I intended, and I had no problem there. I had no problem also with the string lengths. It used up strings pretty evenly, not 100%, but it's good enough that I was able to have really long tassels and still had string left over. So yeah, that was nice. It is, again though, it's a beautiful pattern. I'm not sure if a pattern just like this is in friendshipbracelets.net. If I can't find one, I might just go ahead and add it to their website, because it's so much fun and it is so cute. And yeah, I kind of like to see some people give it a shot. You know, I realize that the pattern is available on my website, but I realize that like mine isn't the first one that people go to. I don't know. It just kind of is a thing. But yeah. So yeah, the colors, I did a yellow, orange, red, and like a dark purple, and they really do pop against this light gray, so we did get a good amount of contrast. I'm not sure if we had gone with any more muted colors, like if it would have just, how that would have turned out. That would be kind of, I don't know. Oh, another thing is, when it starts, you need 2 colors on the right and 2 colors on the left. But because of the loop, all 4 colors are on either side. So what you have to do is you have to determine like what 2 colors you want to have on the right, which I think it was like orange and purple were on the right. I'm not sure. Maybe it was yellow and purple. Yellow and purple are on the right. So I have to take the 2 strands that were on the left-hand side of yellow and purple and cross those over. And then the red and orange, I have to take those 2 strands from the right hand side and cross those over to the left and kind of pull those in tight where the loop comes together, and then bring in the other strands, kind of do that simple singular knot over top of everything to kind of hold it in place and put the colors in the right order, and it holds it. And that's how we're able to do it, because my strings are doubled, right? This works because I have doubled up all my floss. If you were going to do this with a single strand and you wanted to loop, the only real way to do that would be to split your string in half. There's like 6 little threads that make up one string of embroidery floss. You'd have to split them in half and do the same thing if you wanted to loop. The alternative would be that you would have a braided tassel on either side, right? So it's kind of up to you. If you're really into the single stranded, you want it to be thinner for whatever purpose, those are your options. But for me, doubling it up makes it so that way I have enough strings to be able to have a nice Kumi for the loop, and the strings coming down are nice and thick. Makes for a decent sized bracelet, so I really do like that a lot. Shoot, we're already way past the halfway point here. Let me just thank my YouTube members for making this possible. I'm back with a whole new month of just kind of winging it, doing the patterns that I feel like I want to try, and it's all possible because of the members helping to support this channel and helping to make sure that we have enough string to pull off whatever whimsical ideas come along. If you have a pattern design or a photo of a bracelet that you're interested in or something to that effect, shoot me a message. Probably might be easier on Discord if you have an image. But yeah, let me know what you want to see done, and we'll see if we can't work it in. Mind you, a lot of the videos I record are way in advance, so yeah, that's kind of you might ask for something, it might take a while for you to get it, unless you are a member, because they get to see all the videos early. So that's one of the perks of actually being a member. It's like $4 a month. So if you want to see your pattern like almost immediately, because I mean turnaround time here is pretty quick, that would be how you do it. So there you go. Kind of trying to figure out where I am in the bracelet to determine how close to the end are we. I think we're actually getting kind of close. I sped this up pretty quick because I was, when it's a really good bracelet, when it's really fun and interesting, there's so much less to really talk about. Like it's the ones that give me a hard time that end up taking longer. And this one was, like I said, this is beginner friendly. This is super easy. I think you guys are gonna really enjoy it. Yeah, just nice contrast. Maybe use a white for the background instead of gray to really get the colors to pop. Yeah, I don't know. It just has so many possibilities. Like I said, I really love this one. So there we go. Yeah, we're right at the end of this thing now. I can kind of tell by the way that I'm like dropping off strings and stuff. So thank you for hanging out with me this long. That's awesome. If you haven't already, hit the like button, and yeah, as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.